All right, we love.
Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, when I give all praises, honor, and glory due to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Kakodash.
Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to all the Hearken. After peace and truth and sincerity. This is Stasha Kwama here with the brother
Arak. Shalom.
Of the GMS Dallas camp. You know, we're going to come into you real quick with a quick lesson. Lord's willing, is edifying unto the hopeful elect. Okay? We're just going to jump into the scriptures. Because in the times that we're in, holy hell is about to come down upon the elect. Via the 2/3, because everybody's going to get it together. The 2/3 and the 1/3 is going to catch holy hell together. Of the 12 tribes of Israel.
I got some for you.
Come on.
This is 1 Peter 4:17. It says, "For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai."
See, judgment shall begin at the house of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. What's the house? All right, the people. All right, all 12 tribes. Which stems from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai had a controversy with us because we went off. We chose not to follow his ways in the ancient days. All right, all the way up until this day, because it says in that Baruch chapter 1 that loosely paraphrasing, we haven't followed his ways all the way to this day. All right, and that was said back during the Babylonian captivity, but it holds the same weight in this captivity. Shay, you got a precept?
Yeah, I wanted to grab this word time real quick. All right, because the scriptures deal with times and seasons. Ecclesiastes 3, goes into that. But this is that word time. It's the word kairos.
Yeah.
And when you go into the outline of biblical usage, it says, "Due measure, a measure of time, a fixed and definite time, the time when things are brought to crisis, the decisive epoch waited for." There it is.
There it is. Because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has set this whole thing up to bring it to this point.
Right.
And that's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So to him be the glory. We have to give honor and glory unto him for all things.
Yep.
Whether good or whether bad, because really it's good in the all around scheme of things.
Yep.
But
I can finish this and then go to that Isaiah 55.
Come on, Baruch Shah.
This is 1 Peter 4:17. It says, "For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?"
And that's these heathens. That's 2/3 of our own people. Okay, everybody's gonna get it. Everybody's gonna get judged.
Right.
Okay, everybody's gonna get it regardless. But you got it.
Yep, and that's that precept said, "Obey not the gospel," proving that the gospel is more than just a song. It is a song, right? But there are commandments embedded within the song. And that's why, again, these law thumpers, these Old Testament heads, they have no idea what the hell is going on. The new song, Yahushai's doctrine, the teachings of Yahushai, they contain commandments as well. They contain, codes of conduct as well. And that's all within the gospel. And you can read about that in Revelation 14, man. But I just want to add that. You want to go to Isaiah 55? This is Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 6. It says, "Seek ye Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near."
And see, the reason why I pulled asked for this precept to be pulled is because of the times that we're in. Okay, because holy hell is about to come down on the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, so we need to call upon our power for protection to be a strong defense. First it starts in the spirit, and then it enacts in the flesh. So you need to call upon Yahweh Shemel Shai while he is near. All right, Bible Shai, you got it. So like,
Yep. Isaiah 55:6. It says, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found; call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts."
see, and that's crying out to you 2/3. All right, because a lot of people are going to be saved in the last hour. Okay, a lot of the bulk of people are going to be saved in the last hour, because those were the ones chosen from the foundations of the earth.
Right.
All right, but you guys like it.
Yep. And that precept shows you that you're gonna have to change it. You're gonna have to change everything up. The way you're thinking is gonna have to change. The way you're moving is gonna have to change. This ain't the goddamn Christian church, man. Can't come into this thing lackadaisical and think you're gonna just move how you've been moving. That's gonna get you deleted.
Thinking that you're gonna come in here and just automatically turn into John Wick, or Paul, or Peter. No, this is a dispensation of time thing. All right, and you have to start somewhere, but the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai has to be given unto you. It's all in the works. It's all, and whenever you're there, you see the intricate parts of it. You see how Yahweh Shemel Shai is giving measure to one guy, and he's taking some away from another guy to give to another person. Okay, Yahweh Shemel Shai works in that fashion. But you got it.
Isaiah 55:7, it says, "Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon."
And that goes into Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, because Yahweh Shai is the only one that can pardon your transgressions, as it says in that Exodus chapter 23, verse 21. And that's why he is needed. That's why whenever he died on the cross and was raised up again, because we serve a living power. All right, how about Shemel Shai is alive. All right, and whenever that transition happened, he did that for the elect. So they can be pardoned in these times.
Yep.
But you got it out. So
can I get the definition of this word pardon?
Come.
All right. This is that word pardon. It says the action of forgiving or being forgiven for an error or offense. It says a remission of the legal consequences of an offense or conviction.
Because we broke the law.
Right.
So therefore he's binding up the slip my like that.
Yep.
He's binding up the broken pieces. Mm-hmm. He's the glue that fits everything together, because we pretty much shattered the base. Okay, right. and it's only through him that we can even gain the salvation that is coming to us.
Yep. The house of David that Yahweh Shai is basically reconstructing. It can't be done unless he pardon us, because we're all, the scriptures say in Romans, the Lord has concluded all under sin.
Yep.
So this thing is predicated upon the sure mercies of David, as the scriptures say. You want to keep going on this, or go to Sirach 39?
Where'd you stop? 8.
Oh, we got to 7. You read 8.
Hold on. Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord."
Because Jake thinks this this thing is uh, on the minds of, they're going to come up and get it their own way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, when that's something that's not going to be done.
Mm-hmm.
It's Yahweh Shemi Shai that put this whole movie together.
Right.
All right, he is the director. He's telling people what to say and how to say and what to do and in the proper way. So everything can be perfect.
Yep.
In its own way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes me think about the angel when you read Second Ezra's, and Ezra was asking the angel all those questions. Uriel, and some of the questions, the angel was like, "Can you count the number of the sand of the sea? Can you know what I'm saying? Because we're not capable, especially in these bodies. You know what I mean? We're not capable of understanding everything. That's why the scriptures push faith so hard, and push tapping into the spirit, because once you do that, you have you
have an unlimited source,
right? You tapping into something that's eternal, but it's beyond you. It's beyond any one of us. It's all the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai.
But if you got a precept,
no, that was all I had. Just wanted to mention that.
Pull that Sirach chapter 39, start verse 13.
Okay. This is Sirach chapter 39 and verse 13. It says, "Hearken unto me, ye holy children, and bud forth as a rose growing by the brook of the field."
It says, listen unto Yahweh Shemi Shai. All right, because he knows every aspect of this walk. Okay, he's trying to get you in a position where you can win. Okay, victory has already been had, because Yahweh Shemi Shai has victory over that. Okay, and he's trying to get you to that point.
Yep.
And whenever you get to that point, it's done ski. There's no other way to put it.
Yep. It's in that, if I may, it said bud forth.
Yes.
Which basically means like you're supposed to grow.
Yep, supposed to grow.
And you're supposed to like the Lord said, bring forth fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've been in this thing, and you feel like you're the same nigga, right, or the same individual, I should say, then some self-examination needs to be had. And prayer needs to be had.
Implemented immediately.
Right. But Slack, I just want to add that.
No, because being in this thing, just reading the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
All right, if you're reading the scriptures and you're receiving those spiritual nuggets that Yahweh Shemi Shai is raining down on your head, okay, you're gonna grow. You're gonna change. You're gonna implement those things because Yahweh Shemi Shai has deemed you worthy.
Ooh, boy. Can I back you up real quick?
You got it.
This is and you can speak on it. This is John 15 and 16. It says, "Ye have not chosen me,
boom,
but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you."
So whatever you shall ask Yahweh Shemi Shai in his name, Yahweh, he is to be Yahweh Shai. He is to be a deliverer or a redeemer, because he's going to redeem the nation of Israel from their wicked deeds, which they have prescribed the whole existence on the face of this earth. Okay, and since he deems you worthy, all right, that means that since he has done that, that you can't do anything to take yourself out of it. All right, you just have to continue your walk. You're prisoners of hope. All right, and through that, you should stop and reflect and see how the Most High is working in your life. Okay, and that's the joy of everything in itself, right there, because He's building you up to be a king and a priest upon this face of the earth, to win on this side and in the kingdom. All right.
Yep. And the victories on this side they're going to be spiritual victories.
Yep.
They're going to be inward men. You know.
And those victories are needed to go from glory to glory.
Right.
All right.
Right.
But
back in Sirach 39.
Yeah, Bakusha.
That is Sirach 39:13. It says, "Hearken unto me, ye holy children, and bud forth as a rose growing by the brook of the field, and give ye a sweet savor as frankincense, and flourish as a lily, send forth a smell, and sing a song of praise."
See, so like it says, start back up in the middle of the verse.
I'll start
14.
Mm-hmm. It says, "And give ye a sweet savor as frankincense."
See, and so really that first part was like, you can't be a strange smell in the Most High's nose, because like smoke, whenever it hits your nose and you're not ready for it, you pull back, right? So what Yahweh Shai does whenever a unsavory person is being set up on his altar, all right, it's an unfamiliar smell, so he's gonna pull back, all right. Yahweh Shai turns his back on the people because they were full of iniquity, they were full of sin. All right, he couldn't look upon them because he didn't want to see their wickedness. All right, and that was the whole time that we were doting about going to these other kingdoms for help. So like I don't want to be all over the spot.
Nah, you going in?
But that was in that Ezekiel chapter 23. If you want to go back and read that, because that whole chapter is fire.
Yep.
Okay, but all that to say is that unfamiliar smell, Yahweh Shai is going to pull back. Yep. And then it goes into frankincense, right? All right, so frankincense is Yahweh Shai's favorite smell. He loves frankincense. And Yahweh Shai loves myrrh. Okay, but if it's a smell of burnt toast, he don't want to smell that. Right. Or a fried nigga. Yeah, he don't want to smell that. Shit, and that's
Jesse, what you smell like. Right, you smell like a nigga.
Don't be smelling like that. You have to be a sweet savor on the altar, and the cistern. Like whenever you're burning the resin on the cistern, and it sits there and gets burnt, and then you go, oh, hold on, wait, I gotta take that off and put another one on. Yeah. So
I'm gonna get one just to keep the precepts flowing. This is let me see.
Salaki, if I'm
nah. 2 Corinthians 13 and verse 5, it says, "Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith," and that's basically what the brother's breaking down. You got to examine how your sin, so to speak, and that's a part of growing up. Like when you're a kid, you just walk around musty all the time. You don't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? Until somebody comes up to you and like, bro,
correct you,
put on some damn deodorant, man.
Yeah.
When you get older in this thing, that nobody should have to come up to you and tell you you stink. You should, and it's all spiritual. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to have the examination to be like, oh, okay, I need to wash myself. I need to get into the word, because the scriptures that's the washing of the water by the word.
And continue on, because it says like a lily.
Mm-hmm.
Continue.
Sirach 39 and 14, it says, "And give ye a sweet savor as frankincense, and flourish as a lily."
See, and I pulled that because I think it says in that Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 59, or one of them. I can't think of it real quick.
How's it go?
But it says how he took one tree of the forest and one flower out of the valley.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep. I can get that real quick. Second Ezra 5, and I want to say, I think it's 20.
Is it 28?
Yep, 24.
Gun.
Second Ezra 5 and 24. It says, and of all the lands of the world thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily.
And that pit is over there across the pond. That's
Our land,
yeah,
the land promised to our
yeah.
forefathers.
That was our pit, you know, and one flower. The flower is the lily. All right, because that's how about Shimmy Shai's favorite flower. All right, he loves the smell. And if you just a side note, lily of the valley, you know, over a period of time, can help make gold.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you gold or silver, one of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go back and look it up.
I got something real quick.
Shot.
This is on ChatGPT. It says lilies in the Bible in ancient Israel. It says lilies are native to the region. It says the Sharon Plain, Galilee, coastal areas of ancient Israel were known for wildflowers, including species of lilies. The specific lily of the valleys mentioned in the Bible is a likely general poetic reference to beautiful, fragrant wildflowers. It says, and then it has a couple precepts. Hosea 14:5. I will be as the dew unto Israel. He shall grow as the lily. You know, to back you up.
Ton, you know, because how about Shimmy Shai has a favorite flower. All right. So he has a favorite flower, he has a favorite pit, he has a favorite people. All right. And you know, Kali al Shimmy Shai is the nation of Israel, which consists of the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans of Negroid descent. Right? No one else can fit in to where you fit in. Okay, but you can continue on that. Go through 15. I proceed.
Con. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 39 and verse 14 again. It says, and give ye a sweet savor as frankincense, and flourish as a lily. Send forth a smell and sing a song of praise. Bless the Lord in all his works.
Because we're supposed to hearken unto Yahweh Shemi Shai. And as we are listening listening unto him, you know, we are also giving homage unto him as well. We're also referencing his name, all right, and the things that he has done for us, you know, even from back in the ancient days until now. Because right now he's about to deliver us a second time from our enemies, right. You know, whom we put ourselves in this situation because we didn't listen the first time. Okay, so you can keep going on that.
Verse 15, it says, magnify his name.
See, magnify. That means you have to project. You know, you have to show forth your actions.
Yep.
Okay, because if the people shows their honor and their fear of him, you know, the other nations will see it and will cleave to it.
Yep, beautiful point. I got to get something for you.
I'm sure you got it.
Because, like the brother said, you magnify the Lord with your actions, not with your words. You know, now we do it with our words too, but it doesn't mean anything if you're saying one thing
and doing another.
Man, let me see if I can find this real quick.
That's the one that's rock.
This is
Rock 36.
This is Isaiah 29 and 13. It says, therefore, saith the Lord, insomuch as these people draw near with their mouths and honor me with their lips, but have removed their hearts far from me. And that's the point. You know, backing the brother up. To magnify something is to make it greater, to make it to put it on display, and to basically belittle yourself. That's why the scriptures talk about denying yourself.
And that's why prostration is needed, especially in your prayer. You know, because sometimes you gotta, you know, humble down. That's the way of humbling yourself. Okay.
Keep going on this.
Come.
This is Sirach 39 and 15. It says, "Magnify his name and show forth his praise with the song of your lips and with harps, and in praising him ye shall say after this manner, all the works of the Lord are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commandeth shall be accomplished in due season."
See, and this season, which is a season not of peace,
Right.
this is the season of war.
Right.
Okay, and this is the season that's going to end all the seasons in this age.
Yep.
Okay, because after this, we're going to be in the kingdom. We're going to be in the new age. The world is about to get ruled by the elect, the 144,000. Well, so like it through Yahweh Shai, King David, the elect. You know, the 144,000 and the 1/3. All right, and then everything else is going to flow from that. All right, and these heathens are going to see what transpires on this side to Babylon the Great, and they're going to be in fear and want to serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And then on top of that, the curses are going to be on them. So holy hell has to happen before, you know, we receive our joy. You know, because and all this is due to us fucking up. Okay, but we have to give Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai his glory. Okay, so we have to hearken unto his voice to finish out this movie. But you got it.
Sirach 35 and not 35, 39 and 16. It says, "All the works of the Lord are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commandeth shall be accomplished in due season. And none may say, what is this? Wherefore is that?"
See, because whenever the chip, well, so like it, whenever the MOTB come out, people can't be like, "What is that?"
Right.
Because they have been told.
Right.
They have been told by the prophets that have been on the four corners teaching them day in and day out. Scriptures open, book ain't closed, scripture open, you know, reading from the word, getting taught in season and out of season. You can't say, "What is that? I have never heard of that before."
Right.
No. How about Shimi Shai has worked a perfect work? But you got it.
Sirach 39 and 17, it says, "And none may say, what is this? Wherefore is that? For at time convenient they shall all be sought out. At his commandment the waters stood up as in heap, and at the words of his mouth the receptacles of waters."
See, and that was whenever they walked through the Red Sea, because the water had to stand up and part so they can get to the other side. Okay, but now it's this word, you know, because the word and the people, because the people are like in under waters as well, and yeah. So with that, you know, through the spirit and power of how about Shemi Shai, he's about to set everything in proper order. All right, there's nothing hid that has not been known. All right. He has searched out Esau. You know, we know all of his wickedness. Now we got to go through it. You know, but we have to have faith to get through to the other side, and the other side is the kingdom. You know, but
All right.
yeah, you got anything else?
All right, bro.
Hey, so the water for listening. You know, with that, we still want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Krakodash. Hey, shalom and shalom.
Shalom.